What is going on, good people? There was a topic that popped into my mind the other day on the heels of having received an old Nintendo game in the mail that I bought off of Whatnot. And I was able to acquire the game for probably less than half of its normal value according to video game price charting. And that was because, well, it had some wear. It was what they call a player's copy, which means to say that it could have any number of cosmetic flaws like worn stickers, or in this case it was actually a twofer. It had a worn top of the sticker that wraps around the top of the game, the spine I guess is what you would call it, and the other part was that it had a big old rental store sticker on the back. And apparently there's a lot of collectors that they just hate that kind of thing, enough so that they go to great lengths to make sure that they either don't buy that sort of game in the first place, or that they buy it knowing that there's going to be a way to easily get the sticker off without damaging any other part of the game. And for me, I don't know. I don't seek out that sort of thing. I don't need my games to be mint. I don't need them to be slabbed and graded and all that other stuff. And I think there's a lot of collectors out there like that too, that they don't really care about that sort of thing. Frankly, I for one don't truly believe that having a graded and slabbed game makes it inherently any more valuable than any other. You know, that's just me. You know, I'm weird like that. But I genuinely enjoy rental store stickers, and to a lesser extent, buying games that sometimes have the names of the previous owner on them. Because to me, the rental store sticker is indicative of a bygone era, one in which I came of age, and it evokes feelings of nostalgia, of going into the rental stores, the Blockbusters, the Hollywood Videos, the mom and pop shops, and browsing the aisles. And the stickers are a tangible reminder of that period of time, a day and age that no longer exists. And I just truly, truly love it. The game that I got in question was Werewolf. Now, you can tell the top of it is a little dinged up, but on the back, there's a beautiful, beautiful to me, Blockbuster rental sticker. I absolutely love that sort of thing. And for me, not only do rental store stickers give games character, and that's a big deal to me, but more importantly, as I've stated before, I'm a big fan of just history in general. And rental store stickers, they give you an idea of where a game has been, and you know what location it was rented from, and you just know that in that area there were bunches of people that rented that game and enjoyed it and took it home and just made a lot of fond memories with it. So you can tell that the game is well loved. You know, for those of you too young to remember, but back in the day, you know, renting games was a big deal. We didn't have digital distribution. You know, we couldn't just log on to the internet and download a game or something. And a lot of times, if there was a game you really, really wanted to play, especially a new release game, you had to wait and wait and wait for it to be available on the shelf. And that was even if you had sort of video store that would allow you to reserve games. You still had to wait your turn in the line before you could finally rent the dang thing. I remember when Tecmo Super Bowl came out on the NES, one of my all-time favorite games, and one to this day that I still love playing, even though, you know, I've beaten it a bajillion times. But my goodness, you could not get that game. Now, I lived in a small town. We didn't have a Blockbuster. We had a small mom and pop shop, and I believe they only had a couple of copies. In the grocery store around the corner, it had a small rental section as well, and it was always out there too. So it probably took several months, but after it came out, before I was finally able to get my hands on it. And I tell you, I stayed up all dang night beating that. And I'm a huge Cincinnati Bengals fan, right? But I wanted the challenge of taking a really sorry team to a perfect record, a Super Bowl victory. So I picked the New England Patriots, because this was way before Tom Brady. You know, this is early 90s. This is back when the Patriots were just straight trash. I think Steve Grogan was the quarterback at the time. And I did. It was really difficult, but I finally, you know, took him to the promised land, got him at Super Bowl. And then I did that with a few other less potent teams like the Cardinals and eventually the Bengals. Houday, Bengals fan. But yeah, those rental store stickers, they just harken back to a time when, I don't know, life was slower. Everything wasn't instant gratification. And I think not having instant access to games back then, there's something about that makes it more enjoyable. The anticipation of a thing, a lot of times, is just as enjoyable as the experience itself. And now, not everybody, of course, has this love of those stickers that I do. And the stickers themselves can be quite stubborn to remove. And to that end, there's no end of the amount of videos you can find on YouTube about how to remove rental store stickers off of games. And I'll watch them because the process, it's interesting in one aspect, but it also kind of breaks my heart because I feel like they're just scraping away history. And one type of sticker that I love in particular, in addition to the rental store stickers, was unique to Microsoft. And I have several games that have this, but it's the Microsoft Company Store Purchase, which means an employee purchased this back in the day. Now, I don't know if there are multiple Microsoft employee stores. As far as I know, this one could have came from the Redmond campus up in Redmond, Washington, purchased by an employee who took this home and loved it and eventually either sold it or gave it to Goodwill or something. But again, it gives it that history, that added little layer of character. And again, I don't care what it does to the value of a video game. I understand that from a financial standpoint, the monetary value takes a hit for it. But, and again, this is just me, I think that the history, the story it tells, that more than makes up for it. I think the nostalgic value way outweighs any ding to the monetary value. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for watching all the way to the end of this meandering bit of rambling. I'm about to have to go to work, unfortunately, but as always, pick your battles, because not every hill is worth dying on, and I will catch you on the next one. Oh, and please like and subscribe, and hey, leave a comment. Do you like rental store stickers? Do you like that little bit of added history that it gives them, the story it tells? If you do, tell me in the comments. Do you have any like that? I completely forgot to say this. Not only do I love rental store stickers, but I actually have a dream rental store sticker that I want. I don't care if it's a game, a movie, I don't care. I just want one with it from back in the day, and that's one from RST Video, and I believe it's called Leonardo, New Jersey, because it was the scene of the rental store scenes from the movie Clerks, the famous Kevin Smith movie. I would love to have something with a sticker from that back in the day. It would be my grail. Anyway, as I was saying, take it easy, folks. Have a good one.
Make 7 up yours.